to another edition, as I have the hiccups, of Smart Chat here on YouTube.com. And today we will chat, and I want to bring out a new addition to the channel, and that's really not so much reviews about every single football game, because that would be tedious, and quite honestly, I'd probably bore you, but one spotlight game from each week, a spotlight game, meaning a game that you circled, that you highlighted, that you were looking forward to when you received that schedule and you looked, just like I did. And if you notice the fish tank in the background, it's supposed to be relaxing, because quite honestly, if you are a fan of football, you know that the season is so short, so every game is do or die. Not so much do or die, but very, very important. So if you're a fan of this team, your team lost, just remember, keep your eye out on the fish tank. Every once in a while you see a fish swimming by. But one of the games that you circled, that you highlighted, as I hiccup again, was the Broncos versus the Giants. Big brother versus little brother. And Big Brother won yet again. Big Brother now has a 3-0 record over Little Brother, and this quite honestly could be the last time that they meet in regular season, the Peyton Bowl, so to speak. Looking at this coming into this, you have Peyton Manning, who you thought career was done even last year. You know, it was still, in a sense of, can he do it again? And based on the first two games, he certainly could do it again. Is he the Peyton Manning of old? He's not, but he had a great first week with 7 touchdowns, and he's leading touchdowns again. And on the exact opposite, you have Eli Manning, who is leading the league in interceptions. And this game was a high-scoring game, but it seemed it was rather lopsided after the first half. Broncos win it 41-23 over the Giants. And the game pretty much was that's the word I'm looking for, by the Broncos, and it was mainly due in part to Moreno, running back for the Broncos, who rushed for 2 touchdowns and 93 yards in just 13 carries. Denver now 2-0, and coincidentally, they've won 13 straight regular season games right now at this point. Broncos, who, by the way, just in this game ran for 109 yards altogether. With Manning finding Wes Welker and Julius Thomas for touchdowns, and Moreno scoring on sprints down the right side, Denver dominated much of the matchup between, both Super Bowl MVP quarterbacks. Peyton finished 30 of 43 for 307 yards with no interceptions. Eli 28 for 39 with 362 yards, but was picked off 4 times, which pretty much turned the tide in this game. And he already has 15 interceptions. He had 15 interceptions, all of last year. Right now he's already at 7 interceptions already this year. But, based on the game that was played last week against the Cowboys for the Giants, it was a game which there was really no running altogether because of what happened with David Wilson, as I keep on hiccuping. I apologize. But speaking of which, coming into this game, the Giants beginning of this week signed Ahmad Bradshaw to back up or be the third down back to David Wilson. Kind of strike some fear in him because David Wilson has, had problems with keeping the ball in his hands. He has a case of the Fumbaroonies. Ahmad Bradshaw rushed, I believe, for 16 yards, and he actually did have a touchdown, I believe. So, okay. The Giants also, which was a turning point in this game, allowed Holiday to run for an 81-yard punt return for a touchdown. Pretty much sealed the deal in itself. Peyton, who became the third player over 60,000 career yards passing on Denver's opening drive, connected with a wide open Wes Welker. I'm sure Tom Brady misses you. And he was actually pretty upset when he did leave. The game overall was low scoring in the beginning. Second half, again, it turned around. But some of the key points that you look out, Moreno, who's magical pretty much in the series. Victor Cruz, he had over 100 yards receiving. Nix was injured. Jammed thumb, I believe, is what it was. If you're a Giant fan, 0 for 2, you kind of maybe are a little bit worried because Giants typically have started off fast, and then in the second half, that's when they slow down. But now it seems like the exact opposite is happening. Interesting to see what will happen for the Giants, but the schedule seems to be a lot more favorable these next upcoming games. So, tale of the two brothers. Game was won by the Broncos. Holiday, Moreno, Welker. It's pretty much what killed it for you guys. Punt return did you in as well. So, just some of my thoughts and some of my spotlight on the game of the week of week 2, at least in my opinion. And until next time, I leave you with my hiccups. Later.